introduce myself other by name. So I'm Philip Cook. I'm also a father of 3 children. My wife and I, Michelle, on a very small island out in the Pacific. And my working home is here at the university. IICRD is a formal and a proud member of the Center for Global Studies. Gordon is actually the chair of our board, and we've been very pleased to work with the center. Our work spans currently about 25 countries around the world, and the emphasis of our work is leading with young people, children and young people. We work both, as I said earlier, with children and youth. And what we mean by that is understanding young people's experiences and putting that at the front of decision-making, whether it's policy decision-making, programming, or legislative reform, but also actually having young people lead those processes wherever possible. We're especially interested in partnership, and both partnership with people at the community level, especially youth and elders and other members of community, family of course, and we're interested in partnership across sectors. We take a systems approach to our work, so we're very interested in strengthening systems of change, particularly looking at issues of governance and peace building, which is why we're so interested in the theme of this event. And I think what's of particular importance for us as an orientation to the work we do is a bottom-up approach to systems change. So rather than taking macro ideas that get moved down from the top, we think there's something important about innovation that comes from the bottom up, and especially innovation that comes from young people and their communities in addressing solutions, and especially working with the most vulnerable. So a lot of our work focuses on issues from a youth perspective in regards to things like youth in conflict-affected areas, discriminated young people or ethnic minority, indigenous communities, youth involved in migration, trafficking, youth living in extremely remote geographic areas, young people living in extreme poverty, and taking a strength-based approach to those issues. So rather than trying to run around fixing a whole lot of problems, to realize that actually at the end of the day we're going to be a lot more successful if we realize where the strengths are in local communities and within ourselves, and to apply a strength-based approach. We use a human rights orientation and apply that to our work also, but it sounds like we have a lot in common with others in the room.